Hey, if you're new to our channel, my name is Stephanie.
And I'm Chris.
And welcome to our open road adventures.
We're doing something a little different today. We got you out here by the river, our favorite place to shoot. If you are new to our channel, we do a lot of creative collaborations. We do some amazing travels and take some great pictures. So if you're into that kind of thing, welcome to the show.
So sit back, relax, and enjoy the video.
All right, welcome back. We are at the Doubles Punch Bowl on the Oregon coast. Now, this right here is a prime example of why you need to do your research before you go to a location.
Absolutely.
Now, we were really excited to make it out to this location. We had heard so much about the Oregon coast and the many different structures and the views and vistas that were available to us to take pictures. And this is one right here. This right here is called the Doubles Punch Bowl. And you can see how the waves enter on one side. So unfortunately, when we got there, we found out that we potentially were not going to be able to go out into the Devil's Punch Bowl. But we'll talk about that more a little later.
I was going to say, because you're not really telling the story correctly. I called up to around the Newport Beach area where the Devil Punch Bowl is closely located. And I talked to this lady in the museum and I said, hey, we're going to be traveling from Washington and I need to know when the low tide is going to be, because I want to make sure we do not miss being able to go out and enjoy the Devil's Punch Bowl.
Now, just to emphasize, we had coordinated our whole trip to make sure that we arrived before early tide, so we had time to prep our gear and get down there.
And we had time to take pictures and time to kind of get down there and get back before the tide came in. So, as you can tell, we really were looking forward to this particular point in time where we could get down there and take some awesome photos.
Now, we knew before we got down that it just wasn't going to be the Devil's Punch Bowl. We knew there would be some whale watching opportunities. Plus, Stephanie had prepared a nice little surprise for us later on the trip, which you probably saw in another video or you'll see in the upcoming video.
Absolutely. I was so super excited about getting photos at the Devil's Punch Bowl. Some people call it Satan's Cauldron too, which is pretty cool. And we look forward to kind of giving you some more information coming up.
Everybody walks down too right here?
Yeah, in fact, this was taken at the end of July, and this is like a negative 2.5 tide, and you can actually walk through that entrance there, you go down the beach, you walk through the entrance, and hang out there for an hour or two, but be careful that when the tide comes in, you go back out. And this is during a king tide. This is like a 10 or 11 foot tide, and we just always hope when there's a king tide here on the coast that there's not also a storm, because it really does a lot of damage, you know, when the winds and everything kick up, and like it would just go over some of the roads here and do a lot of damage. So it's only happened a couple of times.
Will we have to go down near at low tide today?
No, because there won't be that kind of a tide. This only happens a couple times a year. So you hit it on not on a good day. You can't get down there today. But today you can't go down. No, because you can see not only is it filled up there, but there's no way to get down in there because the ocean is already filled in toward the pathway getting in. But you can't get down to the beach. You can get down to Beverly Beach and watch the surfers over there, or you can also get down to the beach there. But it's not a really low tide, so it's just like walking on, you know, any old beach. There's nothing. You can't see any tide pools today or anything like that.
Challenge accepted. This is a photo in the Devil's Punch Bowl. So we were told that's not something that we could do, but you know me, I'm all about making sure that I have that experience. So challenge accepted.
So let's clarify. We're not saying that we broke any laws or any rules. What the attendant and the volunteer was saying is you couldn't get into the Devil's Punch Bowl without getting wet. You had to kind of traverse some slick terrain and go in the water to get there, but it was accessible. Plus, I think that she was being cautious because what they didn't want to happen is for the tide to come in and then you'd be stuck in the Devil's Punch Bowl because those waves can get kind of really aggressive.
Well, this video is probably the most important video in the video. This is going to be us traversing and other people traversing back and forth through the Devil's Punch Bowl. And let me just tell you, I could not be undone. You do realize that. I'm like, literally, we see the people going in. Kai and I were standing there, and I'm like, people are going in. It looks fun, and I definitely want to get some really good photos. So I saw this young man going in. He was traversing the terrain there, and I did have on galoshes, but they were the 3/4 inch galoshes, like right at the ankle. Kaya had on better galoshes. Hers kind of went up almost to the knee, and I was like, you know what? I'm going in. We're going to get these photos. It's going to be amazing, and let me tell you, it was.
Well, I had my combat boots on, and I knew that we still had to check into the hotel. They weren't going to let us check in for another 3 hours. So I was like, I'll stay dry. That way, if any running around needs to be done, I'll be able to do that.
So we did get into a little bit of trouble. So on the way back, you won't be able to see it in this video. But on the way back, Kaya did take a little bit of a spill. But she's okay, guys. She's okay. But I just think that kind of adds to the adventure, especially as long as, no one gets hurt and everything is good. But we got some amazing photos in the Devil's Punch Bowl. Just the sheer rock face and all the colors and all the textures and all the vibrance. It just really came out, especially like when we put it through Lightroom. So I am so excited to have this opportunity to actually say we actually were able to go through the Devil's Punch Bowl.
Because I think it speaks to what we do. I mean, we had driven hours to get here. I mean, this was day 3 of the trip?
Day 3.
So we had driven multiple days, went to multiple locations, and it would have been really easy just to say, we're not going to go in there. But we're like, no, challenge accepted. We're going to go in there. We're going to traverse this water, and we're going to try to get these shots. I think that this would make a perfect site for a movie. I mean, because if you didn't tell anybody any better, you could be anywhere on the world right here. It just goes to show that the terrain in the United States is so vast.
Oh, yeah.
You can be in the deserts where the Grand Canyon is, to here on the Oregon coast, to out east in the Appalachian Mountains. There's so much different variety. I think this would make a great movie scene. And the green right there and the moss, it's jumping out of the picture. I really was excited to get these pictures and get them in post to see what we can do.
I'm going to tell you, when Kaya and I got down into the Devil's Punch Bowl with the waves crashing up against the rocks, crashing up against the stone and everything, it was absolutely amazing. And just the sheer power of Mother Nature was awesome. And then you had like the wind blowing through there as well. It was like phenomenal. I'm really glad I took the risk to go, because I was like, I'm just going to go ahead and go. And Kaya was like, I'm going too. So it was amazing.
And I was like, I'll be here just in case someone needs to call 911.
Right. This is why we don't have video of actually in the punch bowl, because I asked Krishan, I was like, hey, do you want to go with us? And he was like, absolutely not.
I was only carrying thousands and thousands and thousands worth of equipment, so I figured the insurance company would not have been happy to receive that phone call.
You do like to play it safe too, though. Let's be honest with our audience here.
It's not called safe, it's called self-preservation.
Is that how people survive? Self-preservation. This is your photo here.
Yep. Like I said, I was really excited when I saw this moss, because I've never seen moss this
not like
bright
this
green,
not this vibrant,
right on the ocean.
Yeah, it's amazing.
So I was eager to get this picture to see what it would look like in post.
I think it's absolutely gorgeous, and it really just plays to the environment and the actual location we were in. This photo I really liked. I just kind of swung around. This was when we were in the Devil's Punch Bowl. I just kind of swung around and I saw how the rocks were placed, and you could see a little bit of the ocean over the rocks, and I just thought it was amazing, so I wanted to grab it.
Yeah, I'm always happy to get pictures like this.
Awesome trip. Go if you haven't gone.
Well, we are so happy you joined us today on our open road adventure. And remember, do something nice for someone today and you can do it.
And don't forget, we're just ordinary people trying to do extraordinary things.
I love it.